Test one.
Everybody ready? Yep. Good evening. It is 6 p.m. I am calling to order the December 17th, 2024 Fountain City Council meeting. We are going to have the Mesa Ridge High School football team come down and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would please come down. We'll do the pledge and roll call, and then we'll have you come down again. So if you guys could just start us on the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, gentlemen. I'll call you back up in just a second, okay? All right, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Thompson,
Here?
Mayor Pro Tem Rick,
Here.
Councilmember Hinton,
Here.
Councilmember Applegate,
Here.
Councilmember Estes,
Here.
Councilmember Hersberg,
Here.
Councilmember Duncan.
Present.
I have 7 members present.
Thank you very much. That takes us on to item 4.1, presentations. Our first presentation tonight is our Mesa Ridge High School football team. If you please would come down into the microphone. If you push the middle button, it should turn the little microphone green, or the green band around it. Thank you, there you go. And if you could say your names. We asked the Mesa Ridge High School football team to come to be recognized tonight after I read an article in the Gazette about what happened at their quarterfinal game over in Montrose, where there was some horrific things written in your locker room that kind of took the shine off your evening, but we want to recognize you for what you did and kind of hopefully end your year on a high point. I asked Principal Kraft for some high points that you guys have done in the last few years, and I feel kind of bad we haven't had you down here before when I'm reading through everything she gave us. It says, in the last 4 years, over 15 student athletes have received athletic scholarships to play college football. In the last 4 years, the team has been ranked top 10 in Class 4A the past 2 years. In the last 4 years, Class 4A state playoff appearances every year. In the past 4 years, 4A Southern Conference League Most Valuable Players last year and this year. And in the last 4 years, Southern Football Coach of the Year. Oh, he must be here tonight. Can you give us a wave, Coach? All right, there he is. So thank you very much for all your hard work up there, and thank you, Coach, for working with these young men to turn them into great young men. Thank you very much, because that's part of what you do too. But we wanted to recognize you and honor you for what you did this year. Like we said, end your season on a high point. I do have to present to your team a City of Fountain coin tonight, so you can put that with your collection and show it to the team. This shows Fountain All-American Hometown Pride. It's got the train on it that tried to blow our town away and didn't. We survived and we're stronger because of it. And then horses for agriculture, and then our military closeness that we have in this community. So gentlemen, if you could state your name for the records, please.
Caleb Chico.
Levi Tesson.
DeAndre Bevel.
All right, thank you very much, and congratulations for your service, for your school, and thank you so much for coming down here tonight. And I don't know, I'd like to give them a standing ovation because I think they overcame what happened in the locker room and played a great game. So thank you very much. And why don't we do a photo, everybody? Come on, we'll do a group photo, so come on down.
Okay.
That takes us on to the next presentation, Strategic Plan 2022-24 Final Update. Mr. Trilch, just try to top that, huh?
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. It's my honor to provide the last staff briefing of the year to you at this last council meeting of the year, and how appropriate that the briefing is about the city strategic plan, which really over the last 3 years has focused on the four most important priorities in the city. And we're going to be bringing that to a close and getting ready to transition to now the third iteration of a 3-year strategic plan for the city of Fountain beginning in 2025. But to close this one out, I'm just going to provide an update on where we are on some of the remaining objectives from the last time that we briefed council earlier this year. So I'll keep it brief. I'll only update the changes to any of the objectives. So if something was already completed or was already covered, I will not be briefing that tonight unless council or the public has a question about that. So. Okay, here we go. This slide is just a review of what the 2022-2024 strategic plan vision statement and enduring interests were. They're no change. They've been the same for the last 6 years. And the new strategic plan also has these same interests and references in the city vision statement. These were the strategic priorities during the last 3 years. Just quickly to review those, and they've been hanging up on the wall here also since 2022. They were to facilitate responsible development while building reasonable capacity to meet future community needs, diversifying city financial resources, providing reliable access to public safety services, and improving the quality and availability of parks and recreation opportunities. So those 4 strategic priorities were the policy guidance that were given to staff, and then staff in turn developed what ended up being 30 specific strategic objectives in this plan. So strategic objectives is just as a reminder and review. They are the action items in the plan. They're the actual things that the city will do and actually accomplish to support those 4 strategic priorities that were given by council over the last 3 years. So just some quick facts and kind of bottom line up front. You know, this plan was published in February of 2022. It had 30 strategic objectives, as I mentioned, and 21 of those were completely accomplished as they were designated and written and directed. 4 more of them are on track to be accomplished, but it'll be after the strategic plan timeline ends. So it'll be, in many cases, are early next year, but they are fully on track to be completed. So that's a real accomplishment when you lay out, 30 concrete, tangible action items that you want to get done over 3 years, and to accomplish 25 of them, I think is a real accomplishment and reflects the hard work of the city and the community to really get things done to help collectively achieve the vision of the city of Fountain. There's a couple of objectives that are still ongoing, 3 more that are continuing, but they've changed a bit, and the timelines on them have changed a bit. So they won't be accomplished in the way that they were envisioned originally, but there is still work that's going on in those. And there was only 2 that were not accomplished. So again, I think that is a real achievement in the strategic plan. So I'm going to go through the updates to some of these specific objectives. And the last time I briefed, this is just kind of like the legend here of this. We used the bubble chart or stoplight chart approach to updating our objectives. And so, you usually have the green is all done, and yellow is in progress, and red is, Houston, we have a problem. We're not going to be able to accomplish it. But I did do a little bit of modification here with a couple of stars there, like the yellow-green star and the yellow-red star. The yellow-green star means those are those objectives I just mentioned, that they are on track to be completed. So it won't be done by the end of this year, where we're closing out the strategic plan, but they're already so far in progress that they will be accomplished. So we will consider them achieved. And then the red star with the yellow, those are those other ones I mentioned, where they've just fundamentally kind of changed in the way that they were originally designed, and the timeline is a little bit more nebulous. So I wouldn't consider them not accomplished or unaccomplishable, because there's still progress. They've just changed a lot. And I'll call those out. So let's go ahead and dive in. This is our quad chart slide that we used for years. On the top left there, you see the strategic priority, and then the objectives are on the top right with the bubbles there. And then you have your updates and kind of a way ahead. So again, I'm just going to brief by exception of the ones that have updates to them. D1 for this strategic priority was to complete the 369 development study. That was delivered to City Council in May of this year, so it is completely accomplished. D2 was to report to City Council on discussions to obtain access to treated water. That was also accomplished, and in fact, very recently, there was an ordinance for water that was passed as an example of one of the things that were done under this objective to ensure that we have access to treated water. So it is accomplished. D3, there's yellow with the green star. That was to complete the construction of a 36-inch water transmission line. That is on schedule to be completed early this next year. It's no longer 36-inch line, it's a 30-inch line, but the intent of the objective will be completed early next year. Skipping down to D5, the construction of electric interconnection points and transmissions lines. So this was actually read before because we weren't sure whether or not it was going to happen, and the timeline was really indefinite. It's tightened up a little bit since, and the utilities has reported that their negotiations and discussions with Colorado Springs Utilities and the land developer and everything continue. While the completion date is still unknown, there has been significant progress, and so work does continue relevant to this objective into the future, but it is different than it was intended when it was written back in 2022. And those are the changes for this strategic priority. So pending any questions, I'll move on to the next one.
Does council, anyone have any questions?
Okay.
I don't see anybody. Okay. Anybody from the audience have any questions on this one objective?
Great.
Okay.
Okay, the next priority is also continuing. This is setting responsible development, because we had actually 15 objectives, or 13 objectives, excuse me, in this under this strategic priority. So to continue, D8 was updated, completed moving Fountain forward road construction projects. This is also on schedule to be completed in 2025. So that's where it's got the yellow with the green star there. So some great progress was made, and it's on timeline to be completed, just not by the end of this year. D9, complete engineering and design for the rebuilding of Link Road. That is also under contract and continuing, so significant progress has been made on this objective and would be accomplished into the next year. D11, complete a project to build a new shops building for the Parks Department. This was completed 100%, and Parks has actually occupied that building, so 100% completed. Skipping to D14, be prepared to complete city agreements on the dual service rail park initiative. And council, you just actually kind of discussed this during your work session today, just significant effort by Kimberly Bailey to be sure that Fountain was prepared to support this initiative and do everything that we could do. And so certainly we consider this objective to have been accomplished. And then D15, which had replaced objective D13 that was rescinded, developing and publishing a signage plan. This objective is yellow with a green star because it's actually been included in the new strategy. There's a new objective in the next strategic plan to talk about implementing some of the outcomes of this signage plan and everything. So it's well on track to be completed. Okay, that's the updates that actually completes the first priorities. There was a lot of objectives for that one, so.
Okay, any questions for anybody on this one? Any questions from the audience?
Okay, this will be the easiest slide of the evening. This was the strategic.
I wanted to make one comment.
Oh, yes, Mayor.
Just want to let our citizens know how important it was that we did that parks building, because that enabled us to get a lot of equipment inside rather than being stored outside all winter or all summer. And so it's going to be a lot better on the equipment to be undercover. And it gives them a better place to work on it too.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, this will be easiest slide of the evening, as I was saying. The strategic priority was diversifying the city's financial resources, and all of these were accomplished. So, as we're briefed in the last strategic plan update, so there are no new updates. This was all achieved. The next strategic priority was providing reliable access to public safety services. There were 2 updates here. PS4, complete a nationally certified accreditation of fire department leadership. That has also been fully accomplished with all of the current leadership. As new leaders come on board within the fire department, Chief Graham is continuing this program. So this is one that just kind of continues as new leadership comes in. So it's just important to note that, but it was achieved. PS5 as well, completing a review and updated the fire department standard operating procedures. This was also completed. They did this along with Lexipol. And so that portion, as it was written, was 100% accomplished. And they are continuing to update additional policies and things within the department to further strengthen the goals of this objective. Pending your questions about this one?
Does anybody have any questions on this one? No? Okay, anybody in the audience have any questions on this one?
Okay.
No?
And then our fourth strategic priority during the last strategic plan was improving the quality and availability of parks and recreation opportunities. So here there was 2 updates. One which we kind of knew already, but just kind of closes it out. It was R2, which was present a recommended plan to partner and build a pool. So that was reported as red last time, as that would not be accomplished. And Gordy just added that there was just no further action planned for this objective. So that's why I didn't achieve a yellow with red star or any of the sort. It's just not something that's going to be done unless council directs otherwise. And then R3, complete the Adams Open Space Trail Bridge project. That was 100% completed. That project was opened in October of 2024. Okay, that completes the update for that strategic priority, unless there's any questions.
Comments, questions from anybody? Anybody in the audience, comments or questions?
Okay, and so we made it. And so I'd like to, again, thank the council for their support of the strategic planning process and the strategic plans. And I hope it's been a valuable tool to the community and kind of moving forward in achieving the City of Fountain and the community's vision. And I look forward to transitioning now to the 2025 to 2027 strategic plan, which will be published digitally on our website in January of 2025 with hard copies available here at City Hall to follow. And those strategic priorities, though, that are hanging over there will be coming down here very shortly. And in January for your first meeting, you'll have your new priorities posted for everybody to see. So pending anyone's questions, that completes my briefing. And I want to wish everybody a very happy holidays.
All right, any last questions on anything? Anybody in the audience? All right, thank you very much. And I think the reason you don't have any questions is because you've kept us all apprised so well as this has gone along, and that really helps. So thank you.
Mayor.
Yep. All right, that takes us on to item 4.2, Board and Commission Committee appointments. There are none tonight. Item 5, correspondence, comments, and ex officio reports. Mr. Trainer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't really have anything other than just to wish the mayor and council Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And Councilmember Applegate, we're going to miss you. Congratulations on your election, but we're going to miss you.
Mr. Evans?
Merry Christmas and take care of Corey.
Chief Graham?
Good evening. No need to change the same theme. Congratulations, Merry Christmas, and I'll pass the mic.
Chief Christiani?
I mean, I would say the same thing, of course. Happy holidays to all of you, all of our citizens. Just a quick update on the volleyball thing. We raised $1,500 last week for the Christmas presents that we're going to buy the kids. We're in process of finishing that up right now. We'll be serving approximately 600 children this coming up Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to pop in there and have a little bit of fun with that on Saturday. And we're looking forward to that event. It's a great event in partnership with District 8. So we're thankful for that. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Trilch, anything else?
Yes, Mayor, I just do have one thing for this evening. I wanted to make an introduction here this evening. We're joined by Miss Bree Dixon. Bree, if you'd like to stand up. So Bree is our new city programs administrator. And so council, you may remember some years ago, you authorized a position to help support our military partnerships program and specifically our intergovernmental support agreements. And so we finally reached a point in the success of that program that we were able to hire that position. And so we're very happy to welcome Bree here to the city and to join our efforts. So Bree's a retired Army captain from Fort Carson, and she was a medical services officer. And just want to welcome her and really look forward to accomplishing some great things in that military partnerships program with her support.
Great, thank you. Bree, did you want to say anything?
Well, thank you. I look forward to working with you all. I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. Grace, anything tonight? Madam Clerk?
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you. And IT?
Nothing for me personally, but on behalf of the Tech Services Department, I want to wish everyone happy holidays.
All right, very good. Councilmember Hinton?
Nothing tonight, but just wish everybody a happy holidays, a safe holidays, and enjoy your families.
Councilmember Hersberg?
It would be the same. Just have a Merry Christmas.
Okay. Councilmember Duncan?
I just have one thing. The Saturday after Thanksgiving is usually noted as Small Business Saturday, and when you are shopping for this holiday, please consider the small businesses that are in our area. Small businesses create jobs in our community, and they employ half of our workforce. So small businesses are a real big part of our economic period, and when small businesses grow, it advances our economy. So please shop small this holiday season, and happy holidays to everyone.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Estes?
Nothing except to say happy holidays and go Navy on a great win on Saturday.
Here we go. That was great.
Oh, man. Councilmember Rick?
Please be safe out there. A lot of crazy stuff going on during the holidays. And remember, please don't drink and drive. If you are tempted, please call me. I have professionals that will come to your location and drink all of your alcohol so that you can't drink and drive. I won't be doing that, but there are professionals that will do that. That's all I have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All righty, we had our last PPCG meeting of the year, and we had our legislative open house roundtable with some of our elected officials to find out what they're thinking of running this year. And that takes us to Councilmember Applegate.
Thank you. You're going to put me on the spot like that. I want a big shout out, Tamara. Thanks for the Fountain Creek Watershed, not only moving it to a Zoom meeting, so we didn't have to try to drive in those treacherous conditions, but it was awesome. It was very informative about what's going on with the Southmore neighborhood. I'm glad to hear that come next year, we'll see some progress with the river. So it's good. I know, and that's great. And that's awesome. So we've got more than just blueprints on a page. So my biggest thing is, so tonight I formally turned in my resignation for City Council Ward 3. I'll be resigning effectively after this meeting. Be moving up to the commission. I got elected as County Commissioner, District 4. So encourage everyone to come down and visit me. And I mean,
Come up and visit you.
yeah, come up and visit me. So thank you for everyone here on the dais. Thank you for serving with me. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the, just the questions you helped get answered and everything. Big shout out to city staff. I mean, all those phone calls and those emails that came at like 5:05 because I'm getting off work at 3:30, trying to scramble, trying to find somebody to answer the question real fast. And that was just great. I mean, big shout out to the city staff. They did such a great job, and all the hoops I made them jump through, getting back to me in, the late afternoons and when I know you guys were supposed to be off. So I'm going to put Scott on the spot too, and I appreciate you for wanting to get with me maybe about once a month, and like I said, kind of keep me updated on what's going on. So I definitely want to stay in touch with everybody here from Fountain, especially city staff, and see how the council's doing. So best of luck to whoever gets appointed to my position, and like I said, just thank you. I want to thank the constituents. I want to thank the citizens. I want to thank everyone that just Ward 3 for believing in me 3 years ago and then now turning it around and just believing in me now and knowing that we can make a positive change for this area. So and I look forward to serving and working with y'all. Like I said, come see me. So with that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wish blessings on everyone. I'm going to pray that tonight. So
Thank you, and congratulations again, Councilmember Applegate, Commissioner-elect Applegate. So, thank you. Well, you're still a council member for a little bit longer here, so, yeah. So, it's got to be something we can think up to roast him with really quick between now and then. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your time here, and hope you've learned a few things that you can take some lessons up there with you. So, that's good. All righty, so, and that takes us on to public to be heard. Oh, I have one card. If you are wanting to say anything tonight, please jump up really quick at the back there and grab a card and fill it out really quick and get it passed over to the staff. Citizens may address the council on items that are not on the agenda. Council may not be able to provide an immediate answer, but will direct staff to follow up. Out of respect for the council and others in attendance, please limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. And I have a card from Destiny Angel, and she would like to talk about Christmas miracles. So if you'd come down, please remember to push the button in the middle and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, Merry Christmas to everyone. It's good to see everybody's smiling faces. You look good. I'm here and I do want to talk about a Christmas miracle, and I want to wrap things up with some previous things that I've been speaking on here in this city council room for the last year and a half. And a part in doing so, I would like to address the city that I live in and let you know that there are a few selected people that I can count on one hand that were helpful to me and that serviced me and were of support in a time that I needed when I was going through some difficult times on my own as a single mom. And then through those difficult times, I'd reached out and I had said, hey, I need some help. I come here and I said, hi, I need some help. And there are a few people that actually reached out and did that for me. And I would like to shout them out right now. That would be Chief Cristiani, his assistant Lisa, and that would be also Todd. As far as everybody else, I don't feel the need to list their names due to the fact that I don't like them, period, dot to period. With the injustices that happen, I wasn't given restitution, and I had been kind of going around collecting some debt that I need because I'm in transition right now. I'm about to move, and my new beginnings are here. And there are some people that owe me some money that need to pay up because I need that money right now. And I'd gone to the DHS office yesterday asking where my money went because they'd taken my money, my tax refunds from child support, and when I had actually needed that very much at a time that I desperately needed it very much. And by doing so, left me at a very, very rock bottom state. I want you to know that here tonight, I'm really tired. I am very, very tired and very vulnerable. But nonetheless, I got my butt up. I lost it last time I was here. I was shaking. It was like, it's very nerve-wracking being up here in front of you guys. So with that being said, I want you to know that it takes a great deal of bravery to do what I'm doing right now and asking for help and putting myself and exposing myself the way that I am. But the truth is I still need help, and I do believe in Christmas miracles. And what I am asking for is when I didn't get the support that I had needed prior and previously in this room, in this very room, I'm asking that City Council consider paying that restitution on the behalf of, and righting the wrongs for me in a great deal of faith and showing me and giving me, that would give me a belief in the system. Because as far as where I stand here today and now, I don't believe in the government. That's a sad thing. I once did, and I don't really know why. I just kind of was in me. I guess it was programmed in my adolescent years and elementary years. But as I've grown and I've seen and I'm looking at people of importance, and I'm reaching out to them, and I'm not getting or receiving what it is that I think that I am owed and or entitled to, or my right as my citizen's right. I didn't receive it. In fact, you know, I do think that there should be a law, there is a law that covers me as an American, that covers the same American eagle. The same law that protects the American eagle should protect me, and it didn't. And in fact, it just didn't. What I'm asking for is the restitution fees that would really help me get me back on top, get my beginnings going, because my family deserves it. Me and my family deserve our new beginnings. And that's a lot that I'm asking from you. That's $2,001,310 is what I'm asking for in restitution that I was never given, that was never talked about, and that was swept under the rug, that I very much need and will very much change my life. And with that, I would like to return what I have to give to my city and my state, which is Colorado. I am a native here. I love my state, and I don't want nobody's gonna run me off. Like, I want good things for my state. Hence that Zen room idea. Like, I really thought that was a really good gem. And I've got more of those to give. I've got lots more. Like, I'm all full of pearls and purpose. Like, that's what I do. It's really who I am. I've got really great ideas, and I would like to share them with people that.
When you've been here before, and thank you for coming back again today, I really appreciate it. When we've been here before, we've laid out the path, and I asked Chief and Lisa to talk to you, and they've been doing that because they understand more about it than we do. So if you talk to us, we would just have to run to them and get it explained, so you might as well talk to people who know it. But we've explained that if you're not happy with the ruling that you get in the municipal court, you are more than free to go up to the county court and appeal it. If you're not happy with it here. And so that next step is in your court, where you need to go up to the county court and state that you were unhappy with what happened down here. And that's the process you need to take. And once again, it was not a City of Fountain issue. Your issue was with the school district. And so, you know, and I'm sure you know where their offices are over there, and you can look up online when their school board meets. So those are your other options to do, and thank you for coming in today. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So do I not have an opportunity to respond to what you just said, or is it just wrap it up?
Your time is up.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, I have one other card, last chance. Anybody else want to fill it in while this person speaks? And the last card is from Richard Applegate. And Richard, I'm sorry, I can't read your writing, so just surprise us when you come up here. Okay, what I could guess at probably isn't right, so we'll just let you say it. Thank you.
Yeah, I had to write in a hurry. Anyhow, this is a subject that's been kind of dear to me for a long time, is the fact that how much you guys get paid for what you do, for the time, responsibility, and everything that you have to put up with. And the stipend you get is almost an insult. And I think you need to put it on the ballot to adjust that up a little bit. A lot of people, good people that would run for an office here in a seat, don't do it because there's so much to it and so much responsibility and so much time that they just don't think that's worth it. And it would be. And I think you should put it on the ballot. And even though you're going to PPRTA, I don't think the two subjects would conflict with each other. They're totally different. But when people understand that when you get your stub for your paycheck, you get 78 cents an hour, that is an insult to anybody, anywhere. And I don't think the public would mind if you people make a little bit more common sense pay. Other cities pay such ridiculous amounts and you don't get anything. And I admire all of you for doing what you do for what you get. That's a tough one because you're almost like just private volunteers. And it shouldn't be that way. You spent money to get elected, you got here, and you want to serve your city. And I'm really adamant about that you need to look into putting that on the ballot and seeing if you can get future councils a little bit more reasonable amount of money. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. I think
Congratulations, Corey.
I think the pay I think the pay before that was what, $50 or something? something like $50 a meeting had never been raised. Thank you, Richard, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, I feel guilty when I go to meetings sometimes, and short of Colorado Springs being there, I'm the highest paid mayor in the room. So that tells you something right there, what other cities are and aren't paying. So I'm getting nothing, so thank you. All right, and Sean, I don't want to kill your last name, so I think I just met you somewhere last week, so thank you.
Well, I'd like to go ahead and just concur with Mr. Applegate's statement about pay. I mean, when you go
For the record, what's your last name, Sean?
Veerhoff.
Okay, thank you.
And when you go around, for instance, Metro City Councils around Denver, most of the city councils get paid about $1,000 a month. And I completely concur that the Fountain City Council is completely underpaid for the hard work that you all put in. And it should be a ballot initiative to increase the pay for the Fountain City Council as well as the mayor to make it adequate for the amount of work and time that you guys put in. I'll keep my comments brief and short. Thank you.
Oh, you're fine, you got another 4 minutes, but you're fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Scott, is that something that would go on the ballot, or is that, okay, just making sure. Okay, all righty. Okay, all right, that's my last card. So thank you very much, and that takes us on to consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, there wasn't anybody online, was there, Paul?
No one online with comments, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be approved with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or a citizen so requests, in which case the item may be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately at the discretion of council. We have one item on the consent agenda, the approval of the December 10th city council meetings. What would council like to do with that? Councilmember Estes.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Councilmember Hinton.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further deliberation? Seeing none, please vote.
7 yes, motion carried.
Takes us on to item 8, old business. There is none. Item 9, new business. A, consideration of items removed from the consent agenda. There were none. Item 10, city council agenda requests. Councilmember Estes?
None.
None? Councilmember Applegate? Huh. Don't you dare give us another agenda request. No? Councilmember Rick? Councilmember Hinton? Councilmember Harrisburg? No? And Councilmember Duncan?
I don't have anything.
Thank you very much, and I don't have anything tonight either. And that takes us to an announcement of an executive session.
In accordance with the city charter and the Colorado Open Meetings Act, the city council open session is to determine whether it will hold a closed executive session. A closed executive session may be held upon affirmative vote of 2/3 of a quorum present. If consent to the closed executive session is not given, the items may be discussed in open session or withdrawn from consideration. The purpose of the executive session pursuant to CRS Section 24-6-4024 for the purpose of review, approval, and amendment of the executive session minutes. Pursuant to CRS Section 24-6-4024F for the purpose of discussing a personnel matter and not involving any specific employees who have requested discussion of the matter in open session, any member of this body or any elected official, the appointment of any person to fill an office of this body or an elected official, or personnel policies that do not require the discussion of matters personnel for attorney hiring process. Madam Mayor?
Okay, that is the request from our city clerk. Councilmember Rick.
Move we go into executive session.
Councilmember Hinton.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'm going to assume there's no deliberation, so please vote.
Seven yes, motion carried.
Councilmember Applegate. Go ahead.
And with that, we adjourn the December 17th city council meeting.
All right. All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you. I think you're going to bang it that hard. And we will be back at 6:50, okay? 6:50.